Yeah, and like I just feel like him being judged was like the only constant of his upbringing, right? It's like before that went down, he was being judged as like this perfect, altar boy. He like didn't want to be seen like that.
Right. Yeah, we just wanted the craving to be seen as normal, which I think every kid like wants to be.
It's like the only goal of a 12-year-old, right?
Yeah.
I want to be normal.
Welcome to the Hey Brother podcast, where Catholic men share about real struggles. I'm Nick Clooney, your host, a Catholic psych mentor and the founder of Crafted for More, a mentorship practice dedicated to helping men live more radically free lives. Each week, I sit down with a man to hear his story about how Brotherhood has shaped him, the struggles he's facing, and where he wants to grow. In addition to our weekly interviews, I share conversations with my brother Mitch. Subscribe and follow so we can walk this journey together. We want your help to build a stronger, authentic Catholic brotherhood. Hey, welcome back to the Hey Brother podcast. Me and Mitch are here with you, sitting down, breaking down the latest interview with Jack. He was a former netter, just like myself. Got connected with him through Facebook, and it was great to have him on. And we're here to talk about 3 takeaways from that interview, 3 most important things.
Yeah, for sure. I think like the first thing, like the biggest thing that I thought of, like the loudest thing I heard was like how his story with Fatika, Justin Fatika, and how like just Justin's invitation, right?
Right.
Like not invitation, but welcoming, right? Like that was like, hey, it's good that you're here.
Yeah.
And like as like a man, like I can understand like that probably, yeah, just like something like that. It has enough emotion and weight in it to move any man to the core, right?
Yeah. I mean, like his first reaction to it was like, what the hell? Like, what is this man doing? Like, what kind of drugs is he on?
Tiny man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like Justin's like the small guy coming up to him, hugging him, but like he noted that was the thing that set the difference. Like in that moment, parts of him like were resistant to it because it's just like, this is weird, this is different. I've never experienced male affection in this way. But it was because he experienced it that like opened his heart to have a life-changing experience on a retreat, which is like crazy. And I think that to me, like it speaks to like how does our encounters like really like open up doors to relationship with other people. I don't think about that enough. I think it's easy to kind of bypass or like to get into the habit of like not really encountering people. But Justin, like both of us have met Justin before. Right, like you're encountering a man, like you're encountering.
He will make sure of it.
Yeah, and it's good. Like what Jack said. Like
he's a man who will cry in front of you and likely will.
Yeah, but it's like you actually like feel seen in the moment by him, right? Yeah,
for sure.
Super real. What else was there from his interview, Jack's interview, that kind of grabbed your attention?
I thought it was really interesting that like he had a not great experience at Steubenville.
Yeah,
just like not the norm, right? Most people do like talk well of the school,
right?
And like I think it's just important to know that everyone's experience with something that's good is not always the same. But like even like when he like first walked onto campus, there was that moment where he said his like mom was divorced and he's an only child, right? And the dude just said like off the cuff, "Oh, you must not be that much of a Catholic then," right? And like
daggers.
Yeah, and I think that hit me because like I find myself in that all the time where I just say something that I don't think twice about, and it's really like detrimental to people. Because like they take it in a different spirit than what I really meant it to be, but also like the spirit I meant it to be isn't always like the best. What I think is a joke, it can be someone's like just straight up reality, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's a different take. Like our encounters with people matter, right? That's something that we can't underestimate enough. Like, you know, how I say something might affect people. And at the same time, it's like we don't want to get in our heads, right? Like you should be yourself. And we've talked about that multiple times, right? Authenticity, and being who you are, but at the same time, it's like a both and where you can be authentic and also like aware of like what your word, how your words might affect somebody, right? Yeah, yeah. Like even coming back, like I think that's like the real manly thing to do is be like, ah, shit, like did I did I strike something there? Like did I like actually like I think even right before we hopped into this recording, right? We had
In that exact situation happened.
yeah a moment like that, yeah. And I think like the third thing like that we'll kind of wrap things up with is being a DRE son, right?
Yeah,
Like that's got a lot of weight, especially like with how she was like it sounds like his mom was basically shunned like from
yeah,
the community after getting a divorce and like that's like uh Jack resonated with the saying from my old boss, like full-time opinion on half-time knowledge, right?
yeah. Right, that was
Like
great.
like and that happens all the time, right? Like where we make assumptions, wild assumptions, and then just move to judgment really quickly of other people.
Yeah, and like I just feel like him being judged was like the only constant of his upbringing, right? Because
Yep.
like before that went down, he was being judged as like this perfect, you know, altar boy for lack of better terms, just always being at the church and whatnot, and he like didn't want to be seen like that.
Right. Yeah, we just wanted the craving to be seen as normal, which I
Yeah,
think every kid like wants to be
that's like the only goal of a
normal.
12-year-old, right?
Yeah,
I want to be normal.
yeah, yeah. Your body's like going through puberty, and
Yeah,
you're just like, just one normal thing, please.
yeah,
And yeah, and that would be a lot of pressure, like to have, like, I think you are particularly sensitive at that age to like what other people think about you, just in general, like 12-year-old puberty years, going into high school, right? You're just
yeah,
really focused on other people, but to have the weight
yeah.
of your mom being the DRE, right?
Right.
Everyone knows her, right? And it's like, man, like I wish everyone didn't know me. Like,
Yeah, and I'm like, it's crazy though. Like those like 3 years, right, between 12 and 15, that like that when you feel like that, they don't like in the long run, they're really not that big of a deal, right? But like those are the 3 years like you're gonna remember for the rest of your life, right?
right,
Like like the 3 years between like 12 and 15 don't feel like the same 3 years between like 24 and 27.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, just I I just kind of I don't know if pity's the right word, but it just sounded like a really tough position to be in.
yeah. The heart's moved to compassion
Yeah,
for sure. Like, I mean, he went through a lot of shit,
yeah,
like a lot, and yeah, I'm glad he's through the other side. Like, it was one of those things where like I don't know who like I did a pre-interview with him just to kind of hear his story before I'm like, yeah, come on to the podcast, and
yeah,
and I it was just another one of those Holy Spirit moments where it's like, yeah, this guy's got a really like good story, and I'm glad he was able to share it on the podcast and talk about it. So that's where we're gonna wrap things up. Today's like a new endeavor, a shorter take on first takes, and we want to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you guys like this new format? Is this new format weird? Really encourage you guys to say something down in the comments. Just to let us know. Like more episodes like this, more episodes not like this, and then ultimately, like we wanted to shorten things up too, to bring you guys into the conversation, either on the comment section down below, or you can join us over on the Discord server, which the link's in the description there. And we'd love to hear from you guys about Jack's story, about what you guys think about Hey Brother Podcast, and anything else that comes up related to Mitch and I's relationship and sharing brotherhood together. So thank you guys so much for listening. Please like, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys next time. God bless.